everyone, and welcome to another fantastic week where we talk about the league. And we're going to talk about playoffs, and we're going to talk about All-Stars. I am so excited you're here with me today. I, of course, am your digital Lord and Savior, Sigtal Lord. We have a action-packed night for you with some friendly faces. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But before we do that, I just want to give y'all a little reminder about our current partner for the league. That is Feeding America. With Feeding America, GMA Gaming has partnered with Feeding America to end hunger in America. No one should go without a meal. Yet Feeding America estimates 42 million people in the United States may face hunger this year due to the pandemic. We created this fundraiser to help provide these much-needed meals to neighbors all across America through Feeding America's network of food banks. $1 makes one meal, and here at GMA, we've provided over 5,000 meals. I cannot begin to thank our community. We've got so much more work to do. We're going to see some of the results of that work tonight, and when we talk about All-Stars, an event that you guys were able to unlock through donating. If you are interested in donating, please. If you're on Twitch, hit the D down below. If you're on YouTube, what are you doing? Join all our great communities. You can find links all over, and we would absolutely love to have you. Well, folks, I think I've nudged enough. Let's give you the good content you were looking for. That's our pretty faces. Look, hey, everybody. I am joined tonight by my regular partner in crime, Greatbeard of Odin, and as well the support for his rival team in playoffs. For Team Phoenix, you deserve a drum roll for the amount of peaches I know about to pop off in chat. Peach! Woo! So glad to have you with us tonight, Peach.
So glad to be here.
Well, it would be difficult for us to talk about the playoff situation if we didn't talk about our last week of scheduled games. We had some pretty fun games this last week. So let's talk about those before we go any farther. The first set of the night we had this last Sunday at this channel, twitch.tv/GMA Gaming, was Option 12 versus Northern Storm. Odin, you had the opportunity to play in this matchup. When you played, I'm going to leave the commentary to Peach on this one, but you played very well. I would like to hear about this match. Tell me a little bit about Northern Storm. They ended the split without any wins in the column, but tons of awesome plays to look back at. I really feel like the win-loss record really isn't reflective of this team's ability. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that set. Odin, you go first.
Actually, we didn't play Northern Storm this past weekend. We actually played 9 Lives.
We played Northern Storm, though.
I was looking at a different week! Oh, Sig's at it again with the illiteracy! Wow! Alright, everybody get your bingo counter out. It's week 6 podcast, and I've made my first mistake of the podcast. Let's actually start with White Wolf versus Blitzkrieg. That was our first set this last Sunday, as I have regained literacy as a skill. I thought it was a fantastic matchup. It was really a game where I thought that this was White Wolf's chance to show that they were more than capable of performing, and I feel they did that. They didn't walk away with the W, but there were some real all-star moments where if one or two things went different, they walked away with a win and a playoffs position. I was really, honestly, kind of downtrodden that they didn't make the playoffs. I'm glad for all the teams that did, but White Wolf was such a success story this split. They right all the way up until the end, they were tied with multiple teams in playoff positioning. So great job, White Wolf. We're sorry you didn't make it. But let's talk about this set. Odin, here's my redemption arc. Can you talk about that set, please?
Yeah, well, I would say that the way they went on was kind of a bit of a heartbreaker with how close all the teams were. But honestly, the way they were playing, I thought they were about to sneak off a game. Especially, I think it was game 2 where Riv was on that Caitlyn that was just pumping out tons of damage. It's honestly I feel a little bad for White Wolf. I think the difference maker was having that Stubborn as support. Shout out to Fruity for being able to step up and help, but when you're going into a big game like that, not having your main support, especially in a bot lane position, I think White Wolf felt it a little bit there because that can throw off how the ADC is playing. I think on a different night with their support, maybe they get one of those wins. Maybe Riv's able to smash that bot lane harder. I think a lot of those players are gonna be looking back with a couple of what ifs into it, but it was overall a fun set to watch. I was really rooting for White Wolf to pull up one win to make sure that the playoff seeding stayed pretty interesting all throughout the night.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And again, thank you, Fruity, for stepping up. We've had so many subs step in this split and really rise to the occasion. And I thought he played a great set of games. Pete, you got anything you want to say on that set?
No, I just, as a bot lane player, like going into such a like impactful game like that one was, it's like so hard to like try to replicate the synergy that you've built up with your AD throughout the split. And it's just on my end, Ravane, and I'll go on record saying this because I'm on camera right now. I underestimated them when I played against them. Oh my God, Justin Family Hype. Hi Meg. I underestimated them when I laned against them. They were a lot more scary than I think a lot of the teams gave them credit for. But I think White Wolf was kind of the underdog. And to have playoff seeding be so close was really cool. We're getting some okay. We're a little boomy. Sorry. ASMR stream instead.
All right, so that's strike two. Strike two. One more, and it's a free hot dog on me. You got to redeem it in person. God, I'm such a boomer. So let's. I just gave a very heartwarming speech about White Wolf.
It was really touching. You guys really missed out. Just so you guys know.
White Wolf, you surpassed every single player's expectations. You played well above what I think anyone rated you, including yourselves. So thank you for an incredible split, and I hope you guys will sign back up for future events with us. Clagstrong, Betsy in West Virginia. We got the best hot dogs. When you pass the Mason-Dixon line, I don't care what they say about a Coney dog. I don't care what they say about New York-style hot dogs. You can keep your Chicago crap. West Virginia has the best hot dogs in the nation. And I would challenge you to fisticuffs over that. Now, let's talk about this next set. We had Northern Storm versus Phoenix, right? Right, guys? We had Northern Storm versus Phoenix. That was the schedule. That's what happened. All right. I was scared I was in the Bernstein universe there for a minute. Well, let's start there. Peach, you played against Northern Storm. Tell me about that set.
That first game was so even, like, for so long. I know. I think I posted it, posted the gold crap, and it was like. And then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? It was like so even. Our team and their team both played super well. If Von Hohenheim's in here listening, I have like Vel'Koz PTSD now. I had to go to therapy on Monday night because of laning against your Vel'Koz. And Alpha was like, get in the minion wave, and he was like, hit me in the minion wave, and I was like, oh my God. They played super well, and Mix is a great jungler, really integral part of our community who also did a great job. And then the subs that stepped in were, did such a great job as well. I think they played super well the first game, and then they were like, let's have a little bit of fun the second game. And then they had some fun. And then we laned against Cho'Gath Fiddlesticks bot. And it's funny because when they picked Fiddlesticks, I was like, oh, that's Mix, right? Because we've seen him play Fiddle before, and I think I've played with his fiddle before in just normal games. And then Alonzi Tardos was like, no, that is fiddle support. And I was like, fiddle support? What the hell? So then our like draft was weird because we like didn't know who was going where. I feel like that was the story for Northern Storm all split. Like you never knew who was going where, right? Akshan support, almost stealing blue buff. Yeah. So I was sad to see them go. The first split I played on Northern Storm, so the cute little logo and everything holds near and dear to my heart. But it was a fun set to play.
Good stuff. You got anything to say, Odin?
Well, I just want to give a quick shout out here to Mugs who just subscribed to our nice little stream here. But yeah, I just want to say those were another fun games to watch. I was really excited to see Shaken step back in as a sub. You know, he's always been my biggest rival up in the top lane, so seeing him come in and especially play his unique little picks like his Kench top lane was really exciting to see. But yeah, they were definitely trying, you know, some weird things to try to cheese a win, and I appreciate that. You know, they still showed up. I know how tough it is to come into this last week with no chance of making playoffs. And they still came in and they gave it their best to try to put on a show for everyone. So shout out to Northern Storm for, you know, still showing up.
Incredible stuff. Idolites with the gifted subs. Thank you so much. Oh my God, you guys are being so generous. I know this. After watching this set, I can say, Phoenix, you've done more than earn your spot. I think you've shown more that you're more than the friendship buff, and I'm excited to see you in playoffs.
Yeah, because when we went into that game, we were like, yo, like, there's a way we're like not in this at all, and then we're like, we're second.
Well, you played incredibly well, and on Northern Storm, Shaken Not Stirred, you did an incredible job stepping in. Thank you so much. I know that Pointy had to step out for this last week, but he played so incredibly well over the split. We are thankful for your participation. I myself, like I talk about way too much, have came out of some losing splits, and I would say you guys have less to hang your head down about than some other teams that have performed better than you in other splits. You guys really performed well, and in each role you can see the strengths of these players, and that just with a few different outcomes, maybe some changes in pick ban earlier in the tournament, we'd be talking about Northern Storm more right now. So I can't stress it enough, guys. If it isn't your split, there are champions that are setting out these tournaments because they don't feel like they could compete with you, and there are people that are going to walk away with a championship here in 2 weeks that are going to get last place in our next event. It's any given Sunday really here in the GMA Gaming. So please keep your heads up, keep playing. We're looking forward to seeing you. Now let's talk about the last set of the night. The last set was Option 12 versus 9 Lives. Let me get your feedback on this. Playing against what many people are calling 9 Lives on like their eighth, like on their eighth reborn, their eighth refresh, and they're doing much better. I think it's a fun team to watch. Odin, what was it like playing in a set?
I mean, this is a pretty fun set to play in. You know, they have strong solo laners, so that always makes it exciting for me. Going into that game 1, in true Option 12 fashion here, we could just kind of fumbled our draft pick, where we kind of boxed ourselves into this too tanky of a comp, not bringing enough damage, and we pretty much recognized that right away. And that kind of showed throughout the game, even though we were getting leads. We were just shy in a lot of fights with just missing on a little bit more damage, and that Menard's Gwen was absolutely disgusting. That W on Gwen just negating all the Ziggs damage, which really was winning them fights. But coming out of that game, we knew we still had a chance going into game 2, and we looked at the standings, and like, okay, we're winning this next game. We're sending 9 Lives against Blitzkrieg. That was our goal going into that second game, to make sure they had to go deal with Blitzkrieg in first round of playoffs. And you know, we went back. We had a better idea going in our champ select, and then we made sure we had that damage, and then it came down to like my pick. And I don't know what caster it was last week against when we played Northern Storm that said Graves isn't my style mid. I decided to play it this week just to show them they're wrong. So was fun to be able to pull that out and play it and do something a little bit unique and have fun with that game. And even though you just didn't think I'm going to acknowledge him here, he had a big game on Vigar. He did a really good job stepping up in that more carry role support. He always gets upset because he feels like he doesn't get talked about on the podcast, so I'm just going to give him a shout out this time. You know, he really pulled his weight that game and came up big for us.
Well, talk about big. You guys go crazy in chat with these subs. Woo! I love it. Thank you so much, guys. You're really making us give the ability to make some better product in the future and provide some quality price support. Give me 3 more and I'll cut a wrestling promo on Peach right now. I'll tell him how kind of garbage he is if you just give me 3 more subs.
Okay, I've seen your thrash.
Boy, I'll pull you down to the depths. You'll wish the Shadow Isles was your outcome.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, and here they come. All right, let me tell you about this kid, Peach. I know that...
Well, they already know, so go ahead, though.
If you could let somebody talk, I would take the opportunity.
Okay.
But I've seen you in lane. You're not going to give me the opportunity. I get that. You probably are a more skilled player. But you know what? Ain't nobody better than the Lord when it comes to Drake management, to missing smites on Barons, towards incorrectly recalling. I can make each and every one of these mistakes, and you best believe, Peach, I'm 3 times the player you are.
Say less. You're right.
Say less. All right, folks, I got really hyped there. You guys got me going crazy, and I'm so thankful for it. Well, that wraps up set 3 with us. Let's take a look now at the upcoming week that we have. This upcoming week is playoffs, and we have received our matchups. Wrong one. Our matchups for the upcoming week. Set 1, starting at 6:30 Central Standard Time, is Option 12 versus Team Phoenix. For set 2, starting at 9 o'clock, is 9 Lives versus Blitzkrieg. Now, this is going to be potentially some of the most intense League of Legends that we have had the benefit of seeing as players this year. Last split was hype, but living in the moment, this is going to be some intense, fun, awesome League of Legends, and I want to hop right into talking about it. So let's break down the real fight people want to see. Tell me about this matchup. What are you going to do to this Phoenix squad, Odin?
Oh, I mean, obviously it's going to be a 2-0. We've already beaten this Phoenix squad 2-0. Yeah, I think this is definitely our game to lose. You get your turn.
Okay.
So like the game 1 where it was close, that was more off of an option 12 throw versus Phoenix actually, winning that game. And then the game 2 we just kind of rolled over them pretty decisively, and we're definitely going to do that again this coming weekend. I do feel like we had the potential to carry through every one of our lanes. Every one of us set up throughout different games this season. And I don't think this playoff situation between Phoenix is gonna be any different. It's gonna be another option 12 victory and going into the championship because it was our even split for option 12. Those are the ones we win, and this is our time to win again. So.
Well, let me ask you this: you're going into Gregosaurus Rex, who is last split's champion. Dude has shown this last set of games that he played was a machine. Dude was nothing but kills. He had to tread over corpses just to recall. Let's make this very clear. He's coming off a high. How do you answer that? What's going through your mind right now? Is an anti-ban what you face? Do you think that they're going to let you have a Kali just to show you that they can dumpster you no matter the pick, no matter the runes, no items? What's going to happen in this mid lane?
Absolutely not. Let's be honest. Gregosaurus is afraid of me. He doesn't like playing against aggressive mid laners. He wants to go up against a control mage. And, he doesn't like it when someone's up in his face constantly in lane, and that's what it's going to be. I think I'm going to just get into his face non-stop and get him playing on the back foot. And then he won't be able to get those high pop-off kills because he won't be in a lane where someone's not pressuring him. Yeah, he wants to play a farm lane and then be able to pick his advantages. He doesn't want someone in his face.
So you're that guy. You're the guy to step up.
That guy. I don't think he'll leave the Akali up. I think they're gonna throw a lot more mid lane bans just to try to protect their mid laner. They're gonna take away my aggressive picks and try to tilt that mid lane into his favor, and it's not gonna work.
All right. That's a lot to speak about. I think on top of the mid lane matchup, I'm pretty hyped to see exactly what happens in the top lane. Eternal has spent 2 splits showing us that rank don't mean crap, and that he's able to play under pressure, especially in a lane that is going to be rough. And I feel like for 2 rookies, Zilla and Sladen, you guys, oh man, Zilla. One, you guys are getting ready to see some awesome art that he's made for our All-Star event. You please make sure you go vote for that. They've done so well as a duo. Can you talk about playing with them a little bit for me? What it was like playing with 2 people that are fresh to the league, and then vets like you, someone's been with the league a long time like Huge, and probably one of the most storied players in the community, Prowler.
It's definitely been fun trying to work them in. I do feel like they're having a great time. They're kind of like opposite personalities, where Zill is very outspoken, very calm heavy, whereas Sladen's very reserved, doesn't talk a whole lot. But they're very motivated to get these wins. They're always down to do things like practice or picking up champs that we need. And Zilla has been in previous tournaments, he told us before, and it shows. They're used to playing in this type of 5v5 competitive, and then it's their elos may not I don't think are really reflective of their skills. They fit well into a team environment, and when they're playing a competitive 5, I think they elevate themselves definitely to their competition. I've definitely been impressed also with how well they've been playing.
Do you think he gets the monkey through? Idle got pretty hype in chat when the monkey got through for Zilla.
We'll see. I think there's a lot of things that you could throw for bans towards us. It's all depending on which lane do you want to pinch.
Well, I know everyone's excited to see Option 12 play and potentially reclaim their spot as champions. So now I want to hear the inverse of this. People have always been on the Phoenix train. You're going into this not underdogs, but like if you ask the Peaches, reigning champions, outcomes forget an outcome. The Peaches are here in force to show their support. Last split, they always showed up to express their support for Northern Storm, and they've done nothing but be very supportful of Phoenix. So I'm glad you guys are here. Yeah, I see that Peach icon. Great. So Peach, are you gonna let your fans down?
No, I never do. That's why I have them, right?
So
you don't keep your fans by letting them down.
So what are we gonna see? Are we gonna see a Morgana Caitlyn lane that completely dominates one of the most storied players in our league, Prowler, and his incredible support, tank playing support, Huge? Or are we gonna see a Karthus game? What's showing up this weekend? Phoenix has either been Ashes or an Inferno, and I want to know what kind of environment is in the Phoenix practice room right now. When I show up to the Phoenix training facility, tell me what's the team energy right now? What's it like prepping for this monumental playoff match?
Well, all of us went into this being like, well, it'll be cool if we make playoffs. We probably won't win, but we'll have fun. And we're second, so we're one of the only team that's 2-0'd the almost undefeated team, right? Oh my gosh.
Mugs, my dude.
Go ahead, Justin.
Mugs, I cannot say thank you enough. All of the just for everyone watching, the money that we get doesn't go into anybody's pocket. We use it to play for our prize support, to pay for graphics that we don't have the knowledge to create. We really pour this money back into the community. So every Twitch Prime sub, every one of these subs that we get, it's just making our community better. Your guys' investment is just, I can't say thank you enough. I'm having trouble holding it together. This is so much, guys. Thank you so much, Muggs. Man, thank you so much. Smokey, keeping it. Oh my God, guys, thank you. Oh my God, this level of support. Oh, thank you. Now let's get back to talking about support. Peach.
I know that's incredible. We love you guys. Just to really go back and touch base about the first game that we played, I just want to make it clear that we lost the first game we played against you guys. You guys didn't win. So, just so we're crystal clear on that. I know a lot of people thought that we would like go into the split kind of being like woohoo, like have like a lot more synergy than some of the other teams because a lot of us are like really cool. I mean, I just spent like 2 weekends ago at Alpha's house and then Greg's house. And it was a good time, just so everyone knows. But I feel like we really didn't find our groove right away. I think a lot of us on our team, like we're all like kind of like, I guess, good players, but we don't really have like a carry. Like we don't have an Odin or like a Ravane on our team. You know what I mean? Like we don't have someone that's gonna like 1v9. We thought at least. So we've kind of figured out some different drafting strategies and have been kind of working on some different team comps and some things that work for us that we've been successful on. That's why we're second. So I think that you guys are going to be surprised on Sunday. I think you guys are underestimating our solo lanes.
Yeah. I've in wrestling. The comparison
in wrestling
in wrestling we have a thing called getting over, and you guys are so over right now. How are you talking like you guys have undervalued solo lanes? Eternal is a rock, and when I say that, I mean he takes a licking and keeps on ticking. You can't put the guy behind. Gregosaurus, I mean, I've already talked about how good his laning was. And L1Z plays such a intense pool of hyper-targeting junglers. Warwick, Vi. Those are suppression champions that enable your solo laners. And I really feel like you guys are I don't want to say like clear favorites because option 12 is a menace. You guys are monsters. But I can't express enough. Peach, you're walking into this with a lot to lose, and these are some pretty big words you're saying.
I am just very modest. I know option 12 doesn't understand what modesty is. So that's all. I'm just trying to play it down, you know.
All right. I guess humble's one thing to be, but in a fight of giants, no one's asking who was the most humble. They want to hear about the successes and the ability. And I think you guys have brought a pretty good chat and give everybody a little peek of what's going to happen. So is it the 2-0 Odin? Is this option 12 going to finals looking like champs? Or is this option 12 going with the 13th option, losing on an even number split?
Obviously, we're going in for this 2-0. We have no intention of giving them any room to breathe in this game. We're in it to win it. We want that finals. We're just gonna take care of business in every lane, and if we do that, you know, it's gonna be we'll roll over them again like we did earlier in the split.
Peach, is there any honesty in his words? Is this Phoenix's split to return back to glory? Reminder, they are prior champions.
Yeah, I don't even know what he just said. That's how, you know, little I was paying attention to it, you know.
Well, let's leave this realm. Everybody's hyped for this matchup, but I think where this one is viewed as closely contentious, there is a level of expectation coming into this next set, the last set of playoffs. That's Blitzkrieg versus 9 Lives. 9 Lives has had a difficult split, and to be candid, I hate telling that story 2 times in a row. I really hate that there's been situations where we had to make changes to our competitive arena because of things that happened outside of it. And it's rough to rally from that. It's hard to pull back. we can all talk like things that happen in the public realm don't affect us, but they do. And seeing players like DCL, guys been showing up, performing, and with a mental uphill battle to fight. It's good to see players like that rally and perform. Seeing people like, sorry, having a little bit of a stroke. Seeing Chaosix. Chaosix, guys, a super storied player, been with the league since day one, and he's been a glue for this team. But I don't think he's ever had adversity like he's had in this cup. And when you look at the changes that they've had to make and the adaptations they've had to make. Cat cam, I'm all about cat cam. You got a little bit of kid cam.
Jumped up there.
And then you got people like Heretic. Heretic who's rallying, who's really been a stable voice for that team. I one of the things that always gets me is when I see players change their name in game and out of game, and looking at how Heretic's really bought in. He always buys into what he's doing. It's full investment out of this guy. I think that's been visible in his play, and short of the stutter step week 1 with the Ziggs game, which I feel like they've grown a lot and shown that that's not that was the exception, not the rule. This non-lives squad was good then, and then when you give them Clagstrong, aka Menards, and you give them Faux Eden, I mean, this team has really been revitalized. And if you play the podcast, this episode, last split, I say a lot of the same stuff. And they played so well. And now they're reborn again. They're on that 9th life yet again. And they're playing into who? Last split's champions. They're playing into the team that everyone said wouldn't bleed. That then Phoenix made bleed. They showed weakness. They showed mortality. And then in the week following, what happened? They rallied. And they showed that I might bleed, but it's not a lot. And when I come back harder. Blitzkrieg has done nothing but show that they are more than capable to match you lane for lane, strategy for strategy. I think that this is going to be such a David and Goliath story, looking at non-lives playing into this Blitzkrieg squad. Everybody looks at that analogy and you hear me say that and you're like, well, David won. Well, this could be the time Goliath walks away. This could be the time where the Giants really did secure the kingdom. What do you think's going to happen, Odin?
Well, I think if you look at it on paper, these two teams are identical in how they want to play that game. They're both strong side, with strong junglers, strong solo lanes, and that's where they want to play, are these strong solo lanes ahead. But I do think this is going to be a series that's going to end up in that 2-1 in favor of 9 lives. I know I've been champion Blitzkrieg since the first podcast, but this new 9 lives, I think this is the team that's going to take them down. And it's going to start in the top lane. I think Boeden's going to, shut down Pistol Crab in the top lane. And I think that's, large part of that is going to be because of Pistol Crab himself. He has set himself a personal challenge where he doesn't play a champion twice. And against a strong laner like Boeden, I think that's gonna hurt him. And then the next big matchup to look at, it's gonna be in the jungle. Obviously, I think with Menards and Admiral, these are our 2 top junglers this season. And we've seen Admiral get shut down when going against another strong jungler. So if we have a situation where one lane's failing and Admiral can't bail it out, I don't think Blitzkrieg is going to recover from that. We've seen what happens when they have one lane loses and they get these gets blown out. If one of their solo lanes do, I don't see a way they come back. And 9 lives is strong solo laners. Their bot has figured it out to get away from that Ziggs pick and is looking a lot stronger. And then it's looking at where they get those advantages from. I think even bot lane's going to be an interesting one to look at. I think, looking at the power rankings, both these teams had that weak bot lane. All across the board, it's gonna be even matchups, and I'm actually very interested in seeing how this game goes. But I do think it's definitely tilted in Nine Lives' favor, just based on what I've seen, and even though Blitzkrieg did win last week, I don't think their wins last week were as clean as they had been early in the split. Whether that was due to them just not trying as hard as they normally do because they are already guaranteed playoffs, or if there's something their chemistry's off in that team. But I do think that they've missed a step slightly, and Nine Lives will exploit that.
Well, let's talk about the bot lane matchup. Peach, you've played both these teams. Let's start with talking about non-lives. With Heretic and DCL, what's it like playing into that squad?
Yeah, I think that as a player, Heretic has a really great mindset when it comes to like team fighting and mid/late game. But I think early game and like laning itself is something that Alpha and I are really strong at and really found success in exploiting against that team, and then also with Blitzkrieg. I think that both the bot laners for Nine Lives and Blitzkrieg like are gonna try to play the lane the same way. Like they both are gonna kind of want to handshake bot. I don't know. Odin's pretty much said everything. I think that obviously Admiral has shown like he's like an incredible player. He's got an insane champ pool. He can do X or he can do Y or he can do Z. You know. But I think that Menards is going to give him a run for his money. That guy's cracked. Menards, if you're in here, if you need an e-girl, hit me up on Discord, okay? But he did an incredible job, and I loved casting that game and hearing his peaches were in the chat, and we're like, oh, he's like going into game 2 knowing he's not getting Gwen because he like knew he was going to like bust it up. So I think that he's scary. So
Terrifying guy. So let's talk about two other scary people. That's the mid lane matchup for this upcoming this set, and that's Chaosix versus Goonstomp. Goonstomp showed all throughout the split that he's a very supportive player. He's enabled these strong top and jungle players for Blitzkrieg so that when they're able to get ahead, I mean, there's nothing you can do. He can play the TF. He plays the Galio. I think this could be the time where he gets that challenge the most because Chaosix is like the definition of an aggressive mid laner. Guy plays Zoe, Silas, stuff that wants to fight and punish you. And it's a highly skill intensive champions too. So I'm wondering what this matchup will look like. Odin, what's this mid lane matchup look like?
Yeah, so I do think it's going to be Chaosix favored, especially if they take away the global presence from Blitzkrieg. I think that that's what they really revolve around is also being able to turn fights into 2-on-1s. So with Chaosix just being able to shove that lane and constantly being in his face, I don't think Goon's going to be able to have that same level of rotations. And that's where I think you're really going to beat Goonstomp. He may not be giving over kills in the lanes, but he won't be able to do what he does best, and that's rotating to his jungler or his side lanes to turn the tables and create favorable 2-on-1 situations. And I think that's how Chaosix is going to beat him in mid lane. I do think it's right now is his favored. Just simply the play styles. I think the aggressive play style just matches really well into Goonstomp, and he's just going to lock him down in lane and prevent him from helping out his teammates.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, guys, we've talked about both these sets, and all that's left to do is to see them played. The first set is Option 12 versus Team Phoenix. That matchup is going to happen at 6:30 Central Time on Sunday at this Twitch. That's twitch.tv/GMA Gaming for those watching on YouTube. Twitch.tv, sorry. And the second set will begin at 9 o'clock. Usually we play our games consecutively, but we wanted to avoid using subs as much as possible. And just small adjustments to our schedule allowed us to do that. That's 9 o'clock Central Time, and that is non-lives versus Blitzkrieg. Guys, spam it in chat. Let everybody know who you're rooting for. But we want to talk about everybody now. Everybody's back in the pool because, hey, now, you're all stars. It's right. This upcoming week, we also have on Tuesday at 7 Central Time, we have our all-star game. We've already opened up voting. People can go vote for your 2 favorite choices. Please read the rules. If one of the 2 players that was voted on can't play, then we will use a third that would just give us open availability. You're cute. You cute. You cute. We will just take the person that we can get into the slot at that point, but we still will announce who the regular votes supported. Okay. The first match of the night on that Tuesday will be a tournament draft pick game of League of Legends. Game 2 will be an ARAM, and then the last pick will be a game of blind pick, where we can see true skill expression. Don't say my champ was banned. We want to see those named champs. If Sigtal Lord was playing, we'd want to see, I don't know, Blitzcrank. I don't know. What is Sigtal Lord known for these days? I guess if you had to look at my play history, it would probably be like Eldegoss or Mr. Mom, because I only play real MOBAs. But let's hop on over. Let's take a look at this all-star voting. And that is the share link. All right, well, let's zoom in. Make sure you guys can see everything that I want you to see and don't see what I don't want you to see. Well, you can see our podcast document. A little behind the scene moment there. I don't know why that one's showing, but we'll fix it. Just stay right where you are. Great. All right. All-star voting. Looking at it, in the top lane for first pick, tied at 6 votes apiece, Crab and Zammy. And an extra vote for Crab while I talk. The second pick looks like it's still tied between Pointy. This time it's Pointy and Crab. So these would be the first 2 picks. And again, it's not tiered voting like second place would get it. It's the 2 picks. And there aren't any voting requirements. If you want to vote for people based off of their vowels in their name, please feel free to do so. We want representation. In the jungle, leading right now is Jester OG. Second is Idolites. For second pick, it's Lord of Admirals, followed by Mix. In the mid lane, Wishbone dominating with 8 votes. Second pick is tied Wishbone again and Chaosix. People are stepping out to represent Wishbone. We love to see it. In the bot lane, first pick is Alpha. In both of them, people are voting for Alpha. Dude's cracked. Ravane second in first pick, and in second pick it is Prowler. In support, we have Peach at 15. At 15, for second vote, we have Queen Elizabeth, who stepped up multiple weeks across multiple teams. Guys, let's talk about these picks a little bit. Let's start at the top lane. It's very cool to see Zammy and Crab go at it for the first pick spot. What do you think? What do you think's driving people's votes there?
I think it's definitely in-game performance. Both of them had some crazy pop-off moments throughout the whole split. We've seen like that with Zammy on Fiora, and then I would name a champ for Pistol, but he puts a different champion every game, so I can't single out a single champion with him. But yeah, they just had stellar performances all split.
I agree. It would also be nice, Crab getting now second pick votes. Very interesting to see. Jungle All-Star voting. first pick, Jester OG, has cranked up straight to first. And then Lord of Admirals as the second pick. I'm always excited to see people be supportive, and I love seeing a substitute player being rewarded. Peach, you played with Jester. Tell me what do you think makes him so alluring to voters right now?
I mean, besides how incredibly handsome he is, super talented, so fun to play with. He knows a lot about the game. He a really cool guy to be around. He's just got like just go with the flow energy, and he's great at shot calling without it like how do I say this nicely on stream? Without it like being down your throat. He's just good.
Well, Lord of Admirals is voted most for second team. That is very self-explanatory. It's his freshman split with us, and he's shown such consistency across the board. He's fun to watch. I can't wait to see him in an ARAM. I want to see him on something like Oriana. I want to see how he flexes on that.
I played with his Coglanus, but go ahead.
All right, mid voting, super favored towards Wishbone. Wishbone has had such a come out split, having a lot of success in the past on support, but showing such capable carry potential. I love to see that being so supported in the league. What was it like playing? Do you think as someone that played against Wish, were you shocked, Odin, at how well she's done?
I mean, she definitely plays that auxiliary mage for her team well. I mean, she only played Vel'Koz against us, and she knows her role is to be able to sit back and fire off those abilities, and she does it very well.
Great. If you want, if anyone has issues with their vote or doesn't understand how the voting worked, reach out to me. That's why I had you put your Discord name, so that we can correct any issues that you have and throw out any troll votes.
Also for Wishbone, I feel like she has because she comes from like a support vein, she has such good map awareness. Like her teleports all split long were like so incredible for White Wolf, and really some of the reasons that her team got ahead and won the games that they did. She really has shown that she's not to be underestimated.
I still love the flash kill she got under tower. That was so clean. And Chaosix, another stellar split. It's great to see him getting some votes. And we love seeing Greg. Everybody getting some love in terms of mid lane across the two poles.
Man, I gotta do some campaigning or something here. I gotta boost up my rookie numbers.
Well, maybe you should stop being so mean to Peach on stream.
Well, you playing at a handicap.
Okay, all right.
You are playing at a handicap because you have to sit here week in, week out, and when I ask you hard questions, give me the truth. So people are like, yeah, that Odin's okay. Well, in the bot lane... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's fine. It's okay.
Okay, I'm campaigning for Odin. Vote for Odin for ALLSTAR.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, rally your peaches for me.
Well,
You already have Greg.
let's talk about bot lane. Alpha, clear favorite in both, but you can't win both. So Prowler showing people are really coming out in force. He really transitioned last split to ADC, and they could not find the success. This has been a completely different split, so I'm glad to see people are recognizing that, wanting to give him some all-star love. I'm a fan of that. Anything to say about the bot lane, guys?
Yeah, I guess I'm not surprised that Alpha is leading the way right now. I think it's his performance. I find it hard to judge each player in the bot lane individually. It really should come down to the bot lane duo together. Because when one's doing well, the other's doing well as well. So it's no surprise that Alpha's doing well, and as we scroll down, we saw Peach doing well too. So obviously they both boost each other up, and make themselves look really good.
Anything, Peach?
Sounded a little backhanded, but no, I've very much enjoyed laning with Alpha all split. He's got a really great champ pool. He's aggressive. He's fun. He's skilled. He got a pentakill on Caitlyn. Don't forget that, anyone.
Yeah, they still lost that game. It's whatever.
Yeah, nice backdoor. And then Yeah. No, I'm happy to see my baby Alpha winning both of them. So
Well, it's great seeing people pour out the support for players like that. All-Star voting for support is Peach. Peach, 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 Peach.
It's not fair. Peach has a whole army.
my cult.
He has a cult that follows him.
Uh,
The numbers.
Well, you guys need to get some friends. That's all I can say. Okay.
Someday, someday.
I'm just hearing collusion.
Just so you know, Smokey, I did vote for you. So just let it be known. I see you said no vote for you, but I just want you to know I voted for you. Justin can show it. So.
Well, we have lots of people represented in the second pick. Right now, Queen Elizabeth is still leading. She subbed a whole bunch, and again, we're thankful for that. I feel like support has been really good this split to watch, so no matter who's picked, we're going to see some awesome play. Well, we're going to wrap up highlighting this. I will post All-Star updates over the next 2 days multiple times a day. Please don't at me. Don't at me. If you have an issue, you can at me. But don't just at me asking for results. Brendan comes in to cash his money in the bank. Oh my god. Please, I'd pay money to see Brandana give a spear to Peach. Just show me who to give the money to. Well, folks, we're going to round out this podcast with one last good look at our beautiful faces. I know that this has been a very different type of split for us, and it's just going to get more exciting as we go into playoffs and as we go into finals. The whole reason that any of us are here are for competitive, fun League of Legends. That's two descriptors. Competitive. I know all the players are going to show up on Sunday giving their all. They're going to make sure that they leave nothing out on the floor. It's going to be emotional. But that's where the second qualifier comes in. Fun. Don't take the fun out of this by getting salty, by being upset. Let's have this high spirit of sportsmanship, and let's ride this into an awesome finale and end to the GMA Gaming Community Cup. I know it's going to be a good time. I want to thank everybody that gives us a Twitch Prime sub, and thank you so much to everybody that subscribed to us tonight. It is, I don't know if we've had an outpouring of support like that, and it just makes me feel really motivated to make a good product for y'all, and I hope that our players can take this this hype train that they saw tonight, and they can see that the people support you, the people want to see you do well in our tournaments, and they want to have fun. People believe in our product, and just on a personal level, it's a bit overwhelming. So thank you so much. But that's enough for me. Guys, it's been a fantastic podcast, but I don't want to leave it on my mouth. So, Peach, anything to wrap up with?
Nope, it has definitely been a split, that's for sure. It's been fun, it's been different, it's been a good time. It's also cool to like see the different hands kind of like get added to the pot. Be it like community members joining and being like social and like making new friends, or people like Odin stepping up to do the podcast. It's been cool to like watch people who have been like passionate for this kind of thing, like now like do something with it. You know what I mean? Oh my God, Alpha!
Alpha, thank you so much.
Everyone's just showing off.
God.
Money that they can throw to subs.
Yeah,
Good job, guys.
where's my peaches at? When I haven't seen a peach gift of subs.
Peach out here shilling in this free-to-play community. Peach is like twitch.tv/Peach. No, don't go there. I don't know where that leads.
Blasting all his supporters for not to subs.
Gotta pay your friendship dues. Odin, what do you got to say to wrap us up?
Yeah, I just want to shout out all of the people who work behind the scenes. Obviously they don't get enough recognition because they are behind the scenes. They put a lot of work and try to make a good split for everyone, and it's a lot of unrecognized work. I know there's been some speed bumps this season, different growing pains, But a lot of these people, they're dedicating a lot of time, and they're not getting paid for it. So shout out to all the people who dedicate all this time. I think a lot of players don't recognize how much time actually.
You guys made him so emotional, he just quit the internet.
Poor Odin. Yeah, but I think Odin was going on to a great point. There, like I said earlier too, there's a lot of like behind the scene things. Oh, he's back good. I was like,
back.
oh my god, where do I go with this?
Oh, I'm top corner! I'm top corner now! Eat it! Eat it! You insignificant nothing!
Oh, am I back?
Not on picture.
You are. We miss your beautiful face, but you're on. You're on.
I'm working on it. Well, I'm not.
All right, you're back in your position.
There we go. Yeah, just saying. I don't know where I cut off here, but yeah, definitely shout out to all the behind the scenes people who dedicated all this time to try to make a good split for everyone and creating all this content for people. You may not get recognized all the time, but it's definitely appreciated.
Well, this is really a community project, and it's just so good. So good. Well, folks, this has been This has been a week like no other. And I hope we can match it at least in energy. I don't know if we can ever match it in compassion. Next week, I hope you will join us when we talk about finals, when we talk about the aftermath of All-Stars, and where one more week, we talk about the league. I've been Sigtal Lord, your digital Lord and Savior. Have a good night.